Smoke curls through the war-torn ruins, dust and debris hanging heavy in the air. A figure lies on the ground, half hidden in shadows, bleeding silently. Every movement she makes is measured, controlled, almost impossibly calm. The sound of gunfire echoes in the distance, but in this small, chaotic pocket of the battlefield, time seems to stop. The SEAL medic drops to his knees beside her, adrenaline pumping, heart hammering, his hands shaking as he opens his kit. He expects panic, he expects cries, but there's only stillness. His eyes widen as he scans her gear, her posture, the way she holds herself even in pain. And then he sees it, the mark, the ID, the insignia. Recognition hits him like a shockwave. Every SEAL around freezes, the room going deadly silent, because what they assumed about her was completely wrong. She isn't a civilian. She isn't helpless. And in that moment, everything changes. The battlefield fades into the background as her story begins to take shape. This isn't just a rescue mission. This is the moment when true courage is revealed. We catch glimpses of her past in flashes, rigorous training, missions no ordinary soldier could survive. A life lived on the edge where failure wasn't an option. The audience immediately senses her depth, her strength, her hidden history. Even wounded and bleeding, she exudes authority and calm, a paradox that unsettles everyone around her. The SEALs, experienced warriors, find themselves in awe, unsure how to react. In those tense seconds, the line between civilian and elite operative blurs and the stakes skyrocket. We're drawn in, compelled to follow her journey, to discover how a single silent figure could command such respect and fear with nothing more than presence, poise, and a hidden legacy waiting to be uncovered. Her story is more than survival, it's a revelation of the extraordinary hidden in plain sight. Every glance, every movement is purposeful, calculated, and quietly defiant. And as the medic prepares to act, we, the audience, feel the weight of discovery, the calm beneath the chaos, the unspoken power of someone who has faced unimaginable odds and survived. This is where silence speaks louder than words, where blood doesn't mark weakness but courage, and where one woman's presence can stop even the most hardened warriors in their tracks. Chaos dominates the battlefield. Smoke rises from shattered buildings, the sound of distant gunfire punctuating the tense air. Amidst the frenzy, a female figure moves with purpose, her steps deliberate despite a faint limp. She surveys the area, eyes sharp, scanning for threats, her breathing steady despite the bullets tearing through the chaos around her. SEALs rush past her, focused on the mission, unaware of who she is. She ducks behind a fallen wall, rolling to avoid shrapnel, then drags a wounded comrade to safety. Her movements are precise, almost surgical, as if every muscle knows exactly what to do. She doesn't call for help, doesn't complain, doesn't hesitate. Every small action reflects discipline forged through countless missions, a silent resilience that is almost unnerving. In contrast, the SEALs, experienced in high-stakes combat, move with urgency and loud commands, but she remains an island of calm. Even wounded, she's purposeful, calculating, and commanding respect without a single word. The scene foreshadows the moment of revelation. Beneath the blood and dust, there is a warrior far beyond what anyone expected. The medic kneels beside her, hands hovering over her wounds. He expects panic, groans, or cries, but there's nothing, only silence and an unnerving composure. He notices the subtle signs, the way she adjusts her body to minimize pain, how her eyes scan the environment while he works, how her hands instinctively assess threats even while injured. He reaches for her ID, barely daring to look, and his breath catches. The insignia, the credentials, the evidence of elite combat experience, it all confirms what his instincts already whispered. The room goes still. SEALs, trained for chaos, trained to react instantly, pause mid-action. Their eyes widen, their mouths fall silent. Every man feels the weight of realization. This woman is no ordinary casualty. The battlefield's rules have shifted. The medic's hands tremble, not from panic, but from awe and recognition. For the first time, he sees her not as a patient, but as an equal, a force. Around them, the tension is palpable. Even as gunfire echoes faintly in the distance, the immediate world narrows to this silent revelation, the kind that changes strategy, focus, and respect in an instant. In flashes, her past unfolds, grueling training in extreme conditions, night operations that tested her body and mind to the edge, missions so dangerous few could survive. We see her scaling walls and storming raids, neutralizing threats with precision and dragging wounded comrades from impossible situations. These glimpses reveal not just skill, but determination, resilience, and a fierce sense of duty. Her silence in the present battlefield is not weakness, it is mastery forged through years of facing death and emerging unbroken. Each memory adds weight to the moment. The medic's shock, the SEAL's awe, the growing understanding that this woman has lived a life few could imagine. Her calm under fire, her strategic thinking, her capacity to inspire those around her are not accidents, they are the culmination of every grueling hour, every impossible mission, every test she has survived. The audience sees why the SEALs froze, why the medic felt reverence in the presence of someone who has walked through hell and returned unscathed. It's a past that explains the silence, the resilience, and the unspoken command she holds in the room. Back in the present, the injured woman rises slightly, giving quiet, precise instructions. The SEALs follow, their earlier hesitation replaced with renewed focus and trust. She moves deliberately, stabilizing the injured, signaling threats, coordinating their next steps without a word louder than necessary. Her influence is immediate. What began as chaos now becomes orchestrated action. Even while bleeding, her presence inspires confidence, a reminder that leadership is not always loud. Sometimes it's the calm eye in the storm that dictates the outcome. The medic works alongside her, adjusting treatment to her silent guidance. The team regains momentum, executing maneuvers with efficiency inspired by her resilience. The battlefield hasn't changed, but the mindset has. They are no longer reacting blindly, they are led by someone whose experience transcends the ordinary. As the smoke clears, the camera lingers on her determined face, bloodied but unbowed, a figure of quiet strength commanding respect without a single boast. Her silent courage has transformed the moment, proving that true heroism is measured not by words but by action, presence, and the ability to turn fear into focus. The battlefield grows quieter as adrenaline slowly fades, leaving only the weight of what just happened. The medic steps back, finally allowing himself a moment to absorb the truth. The woman before him, bleeding yet unbroken, is not a casualty, she is a force. Around her, the SEALs exchange glances, a mix of awe, respect, and disbelief reflected in their eyes. They had expected vulnerability, but what they encountered was mastery, calm under fire, and an unspoken authority that commanded their immediate attention. Every movement she made had been precise, every decision calculated, every silence filled with power. In that moment, she becomes more than a soldier. She becomes a symbol, a reminder that true strength isn't always loud or visible, and that courage often comes dressed in quiet determination. The camera lingers on her face, blood-streaked, eyes sharp, breathing steady, as if the chaos around her is nothing but background noise. Her presence has turned fear into focus, hesitation into action, and uncertainty into unwavering respect. And as the smoke clears, the battlefield no longer feels chaotic, it feels purposeful, guided by the silent strength of one extraordinary woman who proves that heroism is measured not by words, but by the courage to act, survive, and inspire even in the darkest moments.